Hi everyone. Can you please confirm if audio and video everything is fine? Okay, I think everything is fine. So today we have Alin with us. So Alin has secured All India rank 15 in Gate DA, and he will be sharing his experience with Go classes. He will be also sharing some strategies. So everything will be there. And he was Go classes complete course enroll student. So Alin will be sharing his strategy regarding the gate, that how he was managed to crack gate DA with All India rank 15. So he's just joining in a minute, I think. Okay. So while Alin is joining, just I think he has just joined. Let me just admit him. So Alin, congratulations. Can you just turn on your video?
Yeah,
Yeah, so Alan, actually we are already live. Sorry, I clicked the live button accidentally before you joined. Okay, so anyway, no problem. So welcome Alan to Go Classes podcast or interview, whatever we say. So
thank you,
yes,
sir.
we already had I think two in both of the sessions you were there in the previous two sessions.
Yeah, one before the result and one was
Yes.
after the result, right? Yeah, I was
Yes,
there.
yes, yes, yes. In both of the sessions, you were there. So we had already, talked a few things about your preparation, about everything. But keeping those aside, like let's just start everything from very beginning. And even whatever you have shared previously, I request you to share in this video everything as if it is the first video. Okay, because
Okay.
this is going to be the complete information all about your preparation, everything. Even if you have shared in the previous video, I request you to share everything here. Okay.
Okay, sir. So should I start from like the electrical when I
Yes,
started?
yes, yes. Please feel free to share everything without any hesitation, without any filter,
Okay.
because you have achieved all India rank 15, and many aspirants are really looking upon you. Whatever you say to the aspirants, it really matters a lot to them, because
Mm-hmm.
you can understand that when you were aspirant, or like we will reveal your electrical rank also, but even like even before the electrical rank, like when you were absolute gate aspirant, like very beginner, at that time you also used to look up at gate toppers, that whatever they are saying, it was like very important. So सब कुछ हम शुरू से ही मतलब start करते हैं. So let's start with your journey. Let's start with the electrical background, and how did you got interest in machine learning, and why you left electrical and everything. Yes.
Okay, so I'm like 2019 graduate from electrical and electronics engineering. My BTech was from a state government college. So college name itself is State Government College Thrissur.
Okay.
So some people might not know because it is not that famous college.
It is in
Uh,
which city?
Thrissur from Kerala.
Okay, from Kerala. Okay.
Uh, so at that after finishing the like electrical in the final year of electrical, there was no, like placements were there, but it was IT related software kind of placements. So we I was not at that point interested in going to software after doing electrical. So I
Okay.
thought I will prepare for GATE, and I was looking for PSU and MTech. I have not decided at that point. So I gave GATE at that 2020. I like took a drop after BTech and gave GATE,
ठीक है.
and in that I got a decent rank. Like I got like Air 4, so I was like pretty
Okay.
confident that I'll get good MTech. So I directly applied for IISc, and I got uh, I got like in multiple places, but I chose finally IISc in the DESC department. But during that same time, I have already spent like 1 year of preparing for like a gate again. So 1 year drop was there, and again like MTech at that point Corona came, so the complete batch was going online. The MTech batch, everything was online,
Hmm.
and the first semester was also completed. It was also online, and the stipend, MHRD stipend also was frozen because we were still provisional admission. Our admission was not confirmed. This is because of the corona. And so at that point I got a PSU offer, and I was like very confused because after BTech it is like almost 1.5 years. Still I'm not able to support my family, or like even for booking a train ticket I had to ask my parents. So in that situation I thought, okay, I will take this PSU job. And I had interest for MTech, but I thought after my bond is over, I'll go and do MTech again. After my bond in the PSU is over and I'm financially stable, I'll go and do MTech. So I had this
So,
thing in my mind even before joining the PSU.
so Alin,
Means
just yeah,
uh,
yeah, please tell, please tell.
so is there any issue in the voice or like something?
No, no, I'm saying कि वो एक timeline. I was just repeating the timeline. So basically, in 2019, you did your BTech, and फिर
Uh-huh.
you took 1 year drop. 2020 में you started your you got AIR 4 in electrical engineering, and you
Uh-huh.
started your masters in DAC department in IISc
Yeah.
in 2020. And after 1 year, because since it was a COVID time, after 1 year you went to the PSU.
Yeah, after like I got the PSU offer in December, but
Okay,
the job actually the I joined in March 2021 because
okay,
after getting the offer there was some medical procedures and like these things
right.
were there. So
Okay. You
I
left IISc after AIR 4 and then you joined PSU. And
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then what happened? Yeah, please.
So the bond period was there, like it was like 3 years after training. So 1 year of training plus 3 years of bond. So I was planning after the 4 years, I will go and write gate again. By that time my electrical gate, that validity will have finished. Means it is valid for 3 years only. So when the bond is over, my validity of gate score will be over. So I was having this idea that I have to write gate again. And in 2025 I applied for gate again for EC and DA. At that time DA also was introduced.
Mm.
So I applied for EC and DA. I did not really concentrate on DA. Means I did not think that DA, like I kept it because there was an option of choosing two papers. And EC also, because EC is like somewhat similar to electrical. There are only like a few extra subjects, so the overlap is good. I did not want to prepare for electrical again. There is two reasons: because I wanted to move away from electrical domain, because the PSU that I was working in was already like the best in India at that point of time. So I did not want to like again go into electrical. So I thought I will switch my domain either to EC, so that I can go into a VLSI domain, or either to DA, means in the AI domain. So I was thinking this, I was keeping this in mind. So 2025 I did not resign. I kept my job and thought about preparing for EC. I focusing on EC and just DA as a backup option. But with the job and with I could not like prepare. I Even though I purchased some offline postal courses, not the video thing, some books I purchased, I did not get time to prepare for EC or for DA. So what happened is again 2026 gate notification came, and like right after the results of 2025 results came in March, right? Just
Mm.
after the result, after 2-3 months my bond period also got after 2-3 weeks my bond also got finished. So
Okay.
April 4th I put the resignation, and I decided, okay, either I will focus on EC or DA, but not both. I will just choose one of the paper, and I'll focus my entire like 1 year in that. I was thinking in that fashion. And even though I put the paper in April, it like 3-month notice period was there. So I ended up completely leaving the job in the month of August. And meanwhile, like during this notice period, I started preparing for DA, because EC when I saw DA, I thought, okay, this is like very easy because the syllabus is very
Yes.
compact. Like maths is like half the syllabus is math, and I thought at that point of time maths I already know because I prepared for electrical. So I can just revise whatever math I learned from for electrical. And so in that mindset I chose DA. And then I started learning on in background, like in I started with that Gilbert Strang YouTube lecture. uh, this was in my notice period. So I like 3 months I spent exclusively like in doing YouTube lectures or something. And then in the month of August, when I actually resigned from my job, I was thinking that okay, I'm not able to, I will not be able to do this YouTube thing because it is taking too much of my time. Like, and like some there were some concept holes because of the, like it was not aligned with the gate syllabus actually. Even though it was like a very good playlist, it was not actually gate relevant. I felt it was not really gate relevant because problem set was lacking. It was
You are
covering
talking
the
about
theory.
Gilbert string playlist.
Yeah, Gilbert Strang playlist and one probability playlist by Joseph Blistein, and even the Andrew Ng playlist. I like started watching like 10 lectures. Yeah,
So,
even though they were,
Alin,
uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Please tell.
I'm not saying these are not good, but these are not.
Definitely.
I means these are like lacking problem set. Means practice problems is very important, right?
Right, right.
Going for
Yeah,
like theory.
I would also agree on that. That gate preparation is, I mean, conceptually it is same. I agree that whatever they are teaching, conceptually it might be same. But as a coaching, like we know that our audience, for our audience, our audience is gate aspirant, and our objective is different when we are teaching something. Our objective is to solve as many examples as possible. Their objective is to just convey the idea and let the other
Yeah.
things do by the viewers. So their objective is different. Like it's just about the objective. One thing. And Alan, I missed one thing in during your when you were saying that what is like why what motivated you towards gate again. Like you already got gate AIR 4, you left IISc, which is like most premium or most prestigious institute. Then you were into, I think, power grid. You were
Mhm.
into one PSU, which is also most prestigious. And then after achieving all of this, what motivated you to attempt gate again?
So this is like in a
How main
flow. It
change?
happened actually. Yeah, it happened actually. Before joining Power Grid itself, I had this idea of going back and doing MTech at some point. So this was
Okay.
this was a thing, because I was forced to take PSU. It was not like my choice, because of my financial situation. I was like forced to choose Power Grid. If I had no constraints, I would have finished the MTech at that point of time.
But
So
whatever happens, I think happens for a reason, because I think machine learning is, trending, and now you are into a right field with the right capability you have. Because cracking gate with the, so much of constraint that you have, if you like, you can share your like family circumstances also, like if you like that. But yeah, so
uh-huh.
having so much circumstances that you have, and you cracked the gate with the top rank. This is basically showing that you are having the potential to do things which seeming like impossible to many of the people, because getting AIR for in electrical itself is a huge thing. I think electrical and electronics, these two branches, or mechanical, probably these two three branches are way too difficult than gate D or gate CS, like in terms of the difficulty or in terms of the syllabus. Like you know better, but as far as I heard, you can correct me.
Yeah, actually, electrical is a little bit. The competition is tougher at least. Means it like subject wise, it might not be one to one tougher, but because of the PSU, like lot of PSUs accept electrical, right? So the pool of students who is preparing for electrical gate is much tougher. They are not just aiming for MTech. People obviously look for MTech also, but it is like double the competition. There are like students preparing for electrical
Right.
just to get into MTech. There are students preparing for electrical gate just to get into PSU. So it is like twofold competition. And
Mm.
at that point of time, like gate 2020, like lot of PSUs were taking from electrical, and the notification comes even before gate notification. So like the notification of who is going to accept the students from PSU in electrical comes even before like in the month of like September or something. So people will already be knowing, okay, these many seats are available in electrical this year. Like people will be knowing this. So
Mhm.
that is why the competition is more. Subject wise, it might be similar toughness, just that you have to cover more theory. There are like more syllabus is somewhat bigger,
Got it.
but each subject, if you take, like machine learning is the toughest subject, I would say, for a beginner in DA. Something like magnetic field theory, or like something like machines might be tougher. And like if you compare the toughness, it might be like almost same, but you have to spend the same amount of time in machine learning and like same amount of time in that. So it does not
Got it.
makes a difference. Just because of the competition, it is becoming tougher for a core engineering branch. And like
Got
just
it.
you also asked to share my family like history, so, like details. So this was also one of the reason I chose power grid or choose to go to a PSU rather than an MTech. So I had to like just after my training in power grid, which was 1 year, I got married. And she was also working, my wife was also working at that point, and she was in Bangalore, means she was working in Bangalore, and my work was somewhere else, because the power grid, the nature of the work in power grid is like you will be in some remote location, and you will not be able to like family wise you'll not be able to stay with your wife, or these constraints will be there. So that is these there are multiple factors that made me to choose this decision, made me to choose, okay, I'll do gate again, so be in some domain where I'll be able to work in Bangalore, or where I'll be able to like there are work from home opportunities, or this flexibility I wanted, which was not available in a PSU. You will be like confined to some like plant, remote plant, and there will not be work from home, or that flexibility was lacking, which I felt will be more in the private sector. So I thought about like going into that MTech, and then my plan was simple, like do MTech, write gate, get into some good MTech program, and then from there placement will be there, which will take me to some private company. Most probably it will be in Bangalore, so I will get to like stay with my family, and even in the best case there will be some work from home option, and then I will be able to even go to my hometown and stay in my hometown. So this was my thought process. So I
Great.
so I thought, okay, I'll write gate again. Only the confusion was which stream to write. I was sure that electrical will not be like suiting me. I thought, okay, EC was the thing. But again, after seeing the syllabus, just
Mhm.
after seeing the syllabus, I thought DA. Okay, this is a new paper. So two things were that I thought competition will be lesser, and I thought syllabus is easy, so I'll be able to cover it very quickly. This was my like
Got it.
mindset before starting the preparation. Like but after starting the preparation, I like altogether different story. The even though
So
the syllabus
yes, yes, we will come to that
Mhm.
story. But before that, you
Uh,
were telling that you when you know started the preparation, you had figured out that there are like different standard resources, but their audience and their objective is different, not gate aligned. Then
mhm.
what? Like how did you figure out after that कि go classes करके कुछ adjust करता है and I can go and try that? How did you figure out and how you felt confident about go classes? Because whenever you are doing some coaching, whenever you are investing some time, then we should be feeling confident कि हाँ मतलब we are investing time in the correct resource.
Okay, so that turning point was like your machine learning goals only. So what happened is I was like at that point, the August month, right? I was like just stopped my PSU job. In the month of August, I already started like first 10 lectures of Andrew NG. I finished them. There was no there was no practice problems or nothing, just theory. Theory was the main thing in Andrew NG course. And like in each lecture, he will be covering like multiple things. Like in the first lecture, he will be like covering linear regression. Like in the second lecture he'll be going on to like polynomial regression. So even though the content was there, we would not get time to digest the material. Maybe like it was going too fast, and like even though he was mathematically going through the material, multiple approaches which was required in machine learning is not there. So for example, one particular example I like to say, in your lecture you have taught like linear regression, like three different methods. Like there was one like relating it to probability, and relating it to linear algebra, and relating it to calculus. So when starting like an algorithm, you try to like as much as like interpretation, like there are multiple ways to view the problem, or multiple ways to derive the like a particular why we are doing this. So this thing I felt was like you are being very exhaustive. You're not just referring one thing, you are like
Mhm.
referring it multiple things, and trying to bring all the dimensions in together. uh, if someone is like preparing from a standard resource, he will be like at max referring one standard resource. So for example, if someone is taking some reference from Andrew NG course, or someone is like referring to some textbook like ISLR or something, there will be like one point of view. but that will not be like a very efficient way to cover the syllabus, especially because you are doing all the work, right? Someone like you have like taken multiple references, not just one, and you have, you also in your mind have like more than one way to approach a problem, or more than one way to like show that this is why
Mm.
we are doing this. So this thing, I, the contrast I felt actually, because I started when I like I searched, okay, I understood that this, following this end to ng, I will not be able to complete in time, or I will not be able to understand to that depth which is required, or and I will not be able to practice some problems. This was my first realization. So I thought, okay, I will take some coaching which will have like all the structured way in, and the resources will be like very structured. And this was my thought process. And I just searched in Reddit in which is best for gate coaching, and for I searched like which is best for computer science and DA. I searched like this because I thought that whichever institute is best for computer science might be like better for DA. That was my uh, like point of view. So I thought which was the like which is the best institute for gate coaching. Like I got like
Computer
a
science.
few names. I got like a few names, but your like go classes was repeating in each and every like post that I went through, Reddit
Okay.
post, like all like it was like the common factor I saw. So I just immediately purchased go classes in the month of August second week maybe. And I started with machine learning because I needed to compare like what is the
Mm.
difference in
Right,
like
right.
going through some
End-to-end
standard
lectures,
resource like
yes.
Andrew and your like. And I started with the linear regression. So you took like the first three lectures exclusively on linear regression, and all the viewpoints are there, like calculus method, how to
Mm.
solve it like in a projection way, like how to do the projection and get the same result, how to do the calculus method and do the same thing. So I was particularly liking this point of view.
Mm.
Big. And one more confusion I had when I saw the Andrew NG course was like, when I saw that was anyway that like Gauss elimination is anyway possible to get the solution, right? So why are we doing gradient descent? Like you can do Gauss elimination and like get the weight vectors. Like so this like this thing was like a uncleared doubt in my mind when I saw the Andrew NG course. But when in your course in one of like maybe in the third lecture you are talking about the cost of Gauss elimination versus cost of gradient descent. This thing was there.
Mm.
So at that point, I came to know, okay, doing Gauss elimination will take a long time for a very big design matrix. So like these like small points here and there, like confirmed that okay, doing this course will be like a much better viewpoint, because I don't have to go and I don't have
Mm.
to like do a
Right, right.
research mode. I don't have to go to chat GPT to understand everything.
Right.
Most of the things will be like everything will be like already like analyzed and given in a structured way. And you are not just taking Andrew NGS reference. You are referring Bishop. You are referring ISLR. You are referring to all the
Mm.
standard like university questions. You are already doing this, right? So why should I spend like my extra time? Like financially, I was
True.
like taking the course was like a not that much of a commitment, financial commitment. This was my analysis at that time, and it was like it turned out to be very good. So even I continued from like in machine learning. I spent I went up to support vector machine, I guess. Support vector machine. At that point, I stopped and then I went to DBMS. Just because I needed to like get a fresh start in some other subject.
Mm.
Nothing
And
else. I
also,
wanted to.
you get bored with one teacher or one face, then it is better that we are two people in Go classes. So this is, yeah, good step.
Yeah, and DB like then after like August month, I like spend exclusively on machine learning, and then I started to see Deepak sir's course also, DBMS. And
Okay.
like he had like one fast version, like one like marathon version and the extremely long like
Mm.
some bigger version also. I
Ah,
started with the bigger one, means
wow.
which is having more number of hours, because I was thinking that this smaller version will be for computer science people, because they already did DBMS in their college, so they will be able to understand better.
Mm.
I am not in that position, so I will have to do the detailed one because I might miss something. So the fear of missing out led me to take the bigger one, which was better actually, because in the bigger one he was like repeating important concepts again and again, doing more examples. And in because of that thing, I it was like the revision, the course and the revision and the practice is in that thing only. Like I don't have to do something else. So that is also one good method. I would ask Deepak sir to like, or in future if he's doing something in that style of video is what I prefer, because everything is in that only. Like I don't because he's repeating important things, he's like doing problems very explicitly, he's repeating like what is to be remembered. So liked that style, because again I don't have to spend time on note making, or I don't have to spend time on like going and revising. So
Yes,
that
it
that
actually
I like
get
that one.
imprinted in mind after so much
Mhm,
of the Deepak's revision. So yes, that is there.
mhm.
Okay, got it. So, like you perfectly explained that everything. Now I understood what you have said till now. Like how you started, your ISC journey, and then everything. I have understood that why and how, why everything. Okay, so it is really nice to hear, and particularly good to know that you got confident in Go classes after seeing few lectures of machine learning, and then you continued with that. So that's great. Now, one thing particularly I would like to ask you in very good detail that yesterday we had a session, and day before the result also we had the session. There you shared that you had a very different revision strategy, which is I would say actually personally I feel that this is very good revision strategy, but it is very underestimated, I would say. So let's just start with your revision strategy, because I found that very good, particularly very good, and I must suggest. So generally, I do not say this must word to any aspirant, to any future aspirants, those who are watching the video. But your revision strategy, I must suggest. Okay, so so it is like that much I would say effective. So yes, please share your revision strategy, that how you have revised.
So my revision strategy was like, you have to revise like at least 1 hour or 1.5 hour every day, even if that means you don't get time to like cover some new theory, or you don't get time to practice some questions. This even if all that happens, still that 1.5 hours should be like sacred, and you should always revise every day. This was my revision strategy, and I will tell why I came to this revision strategy. This was because of my preparation for electrical gate. So my first attempt was during my college for electrical 2019, and I was like I was like a top student in my college. So I already knew the theory part, like I was like getting good CGPA. And but even then, when I wrote the gate, the problem that I faced was that I was not able to remember all the, like, I, even though like maybe if I covered a subject in August or something, and then I move on to the next subject, and then I go to the next subject at the month of December, when I covered the syllabus 100%, the subject that I have covered in like August or June, this subject is like completely new to me. Completely new in the sense I have to
Right.
like spend 1 or 2 weeks again just to like remember how to solve the problem. Like when I see a problem from that particular subject, I started to skip, because okay, I cannot do this
Mm.
now without revision. Like I started to feel like, okay, this problem I cannot do. Whenever I started attempting mock text or subject wise test, I was thinking that okay, I have to skip this because I have not revised. Like I have to skip this question because I have not revised. This was happening with me in 2019. So in 2020, what I did, I my like exclusive like focus was on covering the syllabus but retaining as much information as I can. Like if in a month of August, if I covered a syllabus, or if I covered one subject, I will not be in like at the month of December also, I'll be remembering each and every like nitty gritty exceptions, everything in like a at least in 90% clarity. Like if I covered it in 100% clarity, I should at least remember 90% of it. This was my aim. One drawback is that your syllabus covering will be somewhat slower than other people who are like doing it very fast. Means if someone is only
Mm.
focusing on watching lectures and making notes every day, he will be able to cover the syllabus by the end of November or October. But you are like doing revision in between, so you will be somewhat slower. So but uh, according to me, or for me, it was like a better thing, because you have to know when to slow down also, because if you don't slow down for like the critical parts, you start forgetting something which you have covered earlier. So So this thought process only like led me to use this revision method, and it is actually some more elaborate actually. Crude way I'm saying that okay, 1.5 hours I'll dedicate. So actually what I did, I had a list of topics actually. So for example, if machine learning I'm taking, I will break it down into like the first topic is like classifications of machine learning, like supervised learning, regression. So I will take a subtopic like introduction to machine learning. That will be the first subtopic. Second topic will be okay, linear algebra approach to machine learning, or linear algebra approach to regression.
Linear
And the
regression.
third method, yeah, and the third subtopic will be like probable calculus method to regression. And like in the sequence, in the order that I saw it in the lecture, I will like divide it into subtopics. So each topic will be like revisable within like 15 minutes or something, or like half at max. Each topic will be like half an hour. If you're spending half an hour and sitting down, you will be able to revise most of the things in that topic. And I will make a list of all the subjects or all the topics that I have covered. So in machine learning, this much topics I've covered, and that list will be there with me. And I'll go to the topic which I am having least confidence. So today morning, if I'm sitting down for revising, I look at the list and see, okay, I have not done any SVM problems, or I have not revised SVM for some time. So I will start revising SVM, and then I will mark, okay, I'm like at what point I revised that. I will note down the right date, like when I revised it last time. So I will note it down, and then uh, this I will keep on doing every day. So today if I did SVM, tomorrow I'll wake up and then I'll go to the list and I'll see, okay, I have not revised this maybe SVD, or maybe probability, some like I have not revised expectation for some quite some time. So I'll take some problems, or I'll take the notes and I'll start revising. And once like once that topic is complete, I'll go to the next topic. And after 1 hour is complete, or after 1.5 hours is complete, at least I'll be able to revise 2 3 topics per day. So this was my strategy.
So basically, you are saying that you were revising daily, and for
Yeah.
1 hour or 1.5 hour, and first thing that you did was the revision, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
After getting up, I'll revise.
Yes, yes. So this is the very first thing that you do is the revision, and basically, as a human, what happens as an aspirant that when we start preparing, we become greedy and we have some fear of, or we are in some kind of race and we want to finish syllabus as soon as possible. I think this is the general mindset. Even for
Mhm.
most of the toppers, as I feel like they focus revision on the later months, not on the early months of their preparation. What I also feel is that if you're revising, let's suppose there is some topic, and if you're revising it after 15 days, 20 days, then it is very fresh in the mind. And if you're revising, then it will take very less time. But if you revise the
Mhm.
same topic after 2 months, it will take a lot of time. So
Mhm.
it is up
Yes.
to you that whether you are giving the lesser time to the same topic or the more time, because the more delay that you do, it will automatically take the more time, which is obviously not good. So at optimal time we should be revising, or in other words I can say we should revise when we know the topic, when we remember the topic, not when we forget the topic. Generally we revise when we forget the topic. But I think like you may share your opinion, but I also feel the same way that we should not let the topic forget to the revise, for the revision. We should revise even we know the topic, like if it is in our mind, then we should revise because it will take the lesser time.
Yeah, I agree with this actually. If you forget and then you have to go back to the notes, or if you have to go back to the lecture, what that means is that the time you invested in understanding it in the first place, that time is now wasted. So that is my perspective. Like for example, if you are covering uh, like say KNN, or if you are covering naive based topic, and then you have not covered that for some time, maybe 1 month or 2 months, and then you are going back to the notes, you are not able to understand anything. You have to like or you are not able to recall anything, you have to spend the time again to understand. This is a bad investment, I guess, because it is better to recollect that before you forget, rather than going and forgetting that anyway, and then again you have to spend
Right,
time to understand, or maybe you again have to watch the lecture. So this is not recommended, I would say.
right. Actually, one line that you said, I really like that. You said that we should know when to slow down. So like
Mm.
or at least on the critical points, like we should not keep on letting everything forget and then revise at the end. It is very bad strategy, and I
Mm.
got the point. So this is something I would suggest to every aspirant. It is up to them whether because one, there is no one size fit to all. Some strategy they might be suiting to them, some strategy might be suiting to others. So if that just try it, if that suits you, I would say that it is one of the best strategy for the revision, that you should revise daily. If you don't want to revise 1.5 hour, then at least 1 hour you should revise daily. And if you're revising daily, then and at the later months it will not be a panic for you. It will not be, very fearful situation, very dreadful situation, that you have forgotten many of the things and then what to do. Because at the last point in time, many aspirant panic because of the revision only. So we should take care of the revision from the starting, as Alan has already done. Okay. So let's just ask the other questions, like because many aspirant might want to know that have you maintained your own notes, or you were relying on some others toppers notes? Because at the Go classes we share the toppers notes also. So you were making your own notes, or what was the situation for you?
I made my own notes for mm, pretty much all the topics.
Okay.
Machine learning, my notes, yeah, yeah, I extensively made notes. Means I
Wow.
did not refer anyone else's notes, but such I know like Sajjan's notes was existing. Like I try opened the notes and went through the like material, but I was relying on my note only.
Great.
I made
Okay.
notes for everything.
Okay. And do you have your notes, like in case if you can share
Yeah,
later on?
yeah, I
Okay.
can share my notes. That is not an issue. I was writing my notes in like Samsung Notes, so I the soft
Wow.
version is already there, so I can share.
Okay, 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 great. Then please share, because it will be very helpful for the other Go classes aspirants who are watching our lectures.
Mm.
So we will put them on the website. Okay.
Yeah.
So notes ho gaya, and yeah, one of the aspirant was asking in the comment section that you have prepared two subjects at a time or just one subject at a time.
No, just DA. I have just prepared for DA.
No, no, in DA,
DA.
in DA, within the DA, like two subjects or just one subject.
Okay. That at one point of time I will be only focusing on the one subject. But like if, for example, if I'm covering machine learning, I'll only focus on machine learning. I'll not watch any other lectures in between for that particular month or for that particular week. And then if I feel that okay, I will pause at this point and then I start to do another subject, then for that month or for that week I'll only do that subject. But I'll not finish to like I will not wait for that subject to finish. If I'm feeling that I should take a break, then I will go to the next subject. But in never in my preparation in same day I will not prepare two subjects. That never happened.
Okay, okay,
Like
got it.
it was week, at least week wise it was separate.
Okay. And regarding the mock test, I would like to ask that how many mock tests you have attempted. I also, have you done the silly mistakes in the mock test? And if yes, then have they become better? Have you done lesser silly mistakes in the later mocks? Hello. Yeah, Alan. Actually, I think your internet
Yeah,
is
now is it better?
lagging. Yes, your audio is coming. Yeah, I think video is frozen. Frozen. You can you speak
The,
now?
yeah, I'm able like I can see your video, but
Yeah, yeah, now it is fine.
it,
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Yeah.
yeah, the power keeps coming and going, so the router might have
अच्छा
I
अच्छा.
turned on my hotspot.
ठीक है
So
ठीक है. हाँ अच्छा, वैसे भी लाइक वी विल टेक नेक्स्ट 5 to 6 7 minutes. तो हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी.
you were asking about the notes ना.
नो, आई वाज आस्किंग अबाउट कि फुल लेंथ टेस्ट आपने कितने दिए, एंड
हाँ हाँ
सिली
हाँ.
मिस्टेक्स आपने कैसे ओवरकम की.
So AMTs, I mainly used AMTs as the mock, like full length. I used exclusively wrote all the AMTs, I guess, except for the last AMT, which was in Feb 11. Feb 11, there was one AMT, right? I did not, apart from that, all
Okay.
AMTs I wrote. And the full length test in like the test series, there was full length test. In that, I could only write three full length tests, but I went through the solutions of like everything at the in the last week. Uh, so in the AMTs I made, yeah, there was silly mistakes in, but my silly mistakes was kind of increase in the increasing trend actually. Like,
Okay.
I could not get a control over my silly mistakes. Yeah, I
Okay.
tried some ways like that. I saw some toppers like last year toppers what method they were doing. I tried somewhat, but like I made like 6 marks worth of silly mistakes in the final exam. So my silly mistakes was in the increasing trend. I could not control them. I guess maybe.
Okay. So, got it. And regarding the lecture, so the questions are jumping through here and there, but yeah, that's fine. So regarding the lecture, I would like to ask, when you were watching the lecture, is there any particular topic that got favorite? कि यार ये topic मुझे मतलब I got to understand that topic very nicely, और like कुछ होता है ना कि ये topic मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा for some reason, मतलब for any reason कि topic ही interesting हो या फिर आपने अच्छे से पढ़ा हो या हमने अच्छे से पढ़ाया हो, whatever is the reason, like कोई topic आपको ऐसा था कि आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा.
तो ये एक support vector machine first of all I liked because that was like you went into so much details, you went into like the derivation Lagrangian everything, and base bias and variance also I liked because you even like it is even though it is not required, you took the time to like give the derivation like what is the and the problems related to bias and variance. That was also, so these two topics are my favorite topics in machine learning, just because even though like you went into all the details, and I was feeling like okay, this is now complete, like there is like 100% coverage I was feeling in these topics.
Hmm.
And in DBMS I felt like yeah, in the SQL, like I remember the SQL part very much, like
Okay.
because there were a lot of memes in that, so that was why I remember. So like ja puch ke, yeah, there was one meme, so I still remember that. And in like DSA, I remember the like the I think in DFS, right, DFS there is the time finish time like
Parenthesis
finishing time
theorem.
and like yeah, parenthesis theorem, that one.
Yeah.
So that one I was like okay, this is some next level thing. So I was
Yes, yes.
like feeling that.
Right,
So
right.
these things are my favorite. And yeah, and in probability and linear algebra, right, I actually went through their notes. I did not watch the lectures because I did not have like time to watch the lectures because I was thinking that I need to solve problems because I have already seen the Gilbert Strang lectures. I was thinking that I need to solve problems now because that is a lacking thing.
Mm.
I need to solve more problems. So I went through your annotated notes and solved all the problems. And like in probability, I guess there was expectation related things which was not covered in Gilbert Strang. So I went into more details. Like I like tried to watch the video again for expectation related thing. And then in linear algebra, the change of basis and one more thing was there. And yeah, linear transformation, these things also was not somewhat missing in whatever lectures I did.
So
So
that expectation versus average, there was one video regarding difference between expectation and average. Do you remember? There was one single video. Have you watched that video?
the video, I went through the notes actually, so it might be there in the
Acha.
notes.
Okay, okay.
Like if you said something in the lectures, because lectures I only went to the lectures if I could not understand the notes.
Okay,
So if
okay. Got
some
it.
note is causing confusion, I went to the
Got it.
lectures.
Got it. Okay.
And yeah, DSA also, like DSA I went through the notes. Like I was confused in the when the iterative algorithm started, right, I was confused, so I went to the lectures.
Okay. Got it. And one more question that I think it might be the repetitive question, but yes, as I had this question in my mind, so maybe you have already answered this question. But yes, what was the wow moment for the Go classes? Yet that you thought कि यार मतलब हाँ कि मजा आया आज पढ़ के, like it was so satisfactory to study. मतलब कोई एक particular moment होगा, particular day होगा. Do you remember anything in top of your mind?
Actually, yeah, there was, again I will come back to support vector machine because of the like way you taught it, right, because of the mathematical rigorousness that you took. Like because I already covered that in Andrew NG, and
Right.
I could understand the like why this is being used, but I could not feel the punch of SVM, like support vector machine. But after covering that, because I could compare it with some other results, I was feeling that okay, this is now like very good coverage. and DBMS was like constantly some sir was telling jokes in between. So
Right, right.
DBMS also was all like throughout the DBMS lectures, I was feeling like okay, this is like going in a fun way.
Right, right.
Like yeah, and he used to like uh, tell like stories, like
Right.
like stories about previous gate, like when some discussion happened with previous gate students, like these stories he used to tell in between. So this was also fun part. And yeah, I enjoyed watching his lectures like DBMS completely, because even though it was taking a lot of time, I watched like 100% of the lectures because it was
Wow.
like very lengthy.
Right, right, right. Got it. Okay, Lynn. So thank you so much for sharing your experience about Go classes. Also, thank you for giving, the strategies about the revision and telling that okay, you made your own notes, and thanks for telling your entire journey. Now, any advice you want to give to future aspirants? Because whenever, let me just tell you that what is the doubt that they have. They are, see, you have cracked electrical with AIR 4, which means you already knew that okay, gate preparation is going to be rigorous. Like you have seen the gate preparation. But consider a case when there is a new aspirant, and that aspirant has not faced any gate before, and also they do not know anything about the gate. They do not know that it is going to be how much rigorous. They either thinking, like some people are thinking it is too tough, or some people are thinking that this is matlab easy, matlab उन्हें नहीं पता है, they do not know. So what is your advice to all the beginners, those who think that it is too tough to crack, and those who think that it is not possible to crack in just 1 year or like that? Okay, so any advice, any good advice from all of your heart that you want to give to the future aspirant? We can do one thing. Let me just turn off my video. You just give the advice, and I will turn on the video again once you finish the advice.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, so if any future aspirant is watching this, then what I would say, the number one thing, like I'm saying this the first thing, because this is the ultimate thing that will decide your performance in Gate. The number one thing is consistency, because even if you are not able to do like 8 hours every day, or like maybe 10 hours every day, or maybe 6 hours every day, even if you are spending at least say 1 hour or 2 hours per day, and you are able to do consistently, that is more important than spending like 10 hours for the first 4 days and then taking a break of say 1 week or 2 weeks and then again going into some 10 hours per day thing. So it is much better to stay consistent, and if you're able to reliably spend 3 hours 4 hours, that is the best case scenario that you can do. So this should be your number one priority when you're starting to prepare. And there will always be more than one strategy of preparing. Like I have used one strategy, and like some other topper might have used some other strategy. But once you have finished, like once you have like done your basic research or basic digging, and then you come up with a strategy, you should think that how much it is suitable for me, how much it is suitable for my like like you strategy. Once you have like fixed your strategy, you should not go and deviate, because I have seen people, okay, 1 month they will do something, then they saw some like Reddit post or some blog post saying that this is how you should focus, or they will try to correct themselves during the preparation. So August I will do one thing, and then up to November I will follow some other advice. So once you decide a strategy start of your preparation, be consistent and follow that one only. So trust your process and don't deviate from what you have decided too much, because if you're starting, if you're planning too much but not executing, that will only affect you in a negative way. And like even like when I said revision, right, when I said that revision was my number one thing, take it with a grain of salt only, because it might not be applicable universally. Like someone is starting their journey in the month of November, then obviously they should focus more on syllabus coverage. Someone is starting from May, April, then they can have the luxury of time to like slow down and understand each and everything like rigorously, and then spend time for revision, practice everything. They can do that. If someone is like a serious aspirant starting very early, then they can follow that advice. Someone is starting in the month of December or like November even, then syllabus coverage and practice should be their number one priority. So do not judge advice, or do not take some advice as it is. Analyze your situation, like at what point of time you are, like at what point of time you are, what is your current level. Like I started from zero because I had no exposure to data science. So someone is like say already like from computer science, they might be already like 60% fluent in DBMS or SQL, so they can like watch a crash course, or they can go to the short version of Deepak Sir's course. Just because I did the long version does not mean you have to go and do the long version. So whichever, not just my advice, any advice you should do, you should judge based on your situation. And be consistent is my only advice to like a general student. So that is my advice, Sachin sir. You can like turn on your video.
Okay, thank you, Alin. So basically, what happens whenever a student hear any advice, so they think, "यार ये तो मुझे पता ही है. I already know all of this," and then they think this is just a boring advice. I mean,
Mhm.
generally they think so, but the crux is in boring advice. Like I mean, the crux is what you shared is solid proof. Advice is the consistency that you shared. So consistency is something that unintentionally or intentionally we underestimate it. Like most of the experience does it. So basically, and they think that there should be some fancy advice. There should be some kind of advice which looks so so fancy and so new, and
Yeah,
that is the
everyone,
trap. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, everyone is looking for some shortcut. Maybe some, there is some unknown strategy that if I only get to know, then I'll be
Yes.
able to crack. Everyone is searching for that unknown strategy or
Right,
some
right.
shortcut method. But like consistency is like the number one thing. Like if other things don't go, don't like you don't try to optimize other things, but you're optimizing your consistency, that itself is like you're putting ahead of 90% of the aspirants, I guess.
That's very true. That's very right. So that is true. I truly feel it not only in studying but in anything, like whether you are doing the meditation or gym or anything, like whatever you do, consistency is very important. Okay, so thank you, Alan, for sharing your experience and also suggesting to the future aspirants. You have achieved all India rank six before six, right? In electrical,
For for
four. Sorry,
for
yeah,
electric.
all India rank four in electrical. Before now, all India rank 15 in gate DA. So you have multiple. You have cracked multiple times gate, and that too in two contrast of branches. So that is really great. It shows your dedication. You shows your efforts, and I'm really personally very happy that you took the decision of leaving PSU job. You took that bigger decision. You took the risk, and then for multiple reasons, you really wanted this to happen. You really wanted this gate to happen, and because of your hard work and your consistency, it finally happened. So once again, congratulations and thank you for your suggestions. I'm sure that this video is going to help many aspirants.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm happy to like get an opportunity to share also. So thank you for thank you for the opportunity. And I was like in the same position. I was like when I in the month of August, I was also watching a lot of topper videos, what these
Yes.
people are doing. Like so, I was also in that position. So I'm getting goosebumps just by talking to all the other aspirants, thinking that they will be at like watching my
Right,
video. So,
right. Yes, but I think this interview really went very well. Whatever I
yeah.
wanted to ask, I asked, and I hope you also shared whatever you wanted to share. Uh,
Yeah, and like one more thing, like just
Yes,
1 minute
yes,
I
yeah.
would take.
Please, please, please.
Just one more thing I would like to say is like Deepak sir and Sachin sir is like very dedicated, because I yesterday I think your stream went for like 6 hours or 5 hours or something, right?
6 hours,
So
yes.
yeah, so I think even like you skipped lunch maybe, or sorry, you skipped dinner maybe, and like you are so dedicated in like providing like what the aspirant is looking for. So people might be looking for like what how this person has done their preparation. So the people might be looking for that, and you are like readily available to deliver the content even before like, even though for the like one thing I noticed is like immediately after the gate exam in the very day you released I think a 6 hour or 7 hour video,
I think
and
that
like
was an 8 hour video. I do not remember.
yeah,
Yes, that
8 hour video. And
65
I
questions.
remember that I remember that none of the institutes did a
Yes,
analyze
this much.
same day.
Right.
That I remember. Like they might have analyzed 10 questions or something, but the complete analysis was given by Go classes.
Yeah, all
And like,
65 questions we have covered.
yeah,
Yes.
that was like a mind blown case. Like
Thank you,
I
Alan.
cannot like sit for six, like that is next level dedication. So like
Thank
you
you
are
so much.
like I would like your dedication shows one thing. Like it is one thing to like prepare a good goals, and then you can like forget about this, but it's another thing to like be consistent every year and like be dedicated to that every year. So that is like very like very like good thing to do. So
Thank you, Alin, for motivating us. This is the correct word that I would use. It made my day that thinking that yes, our efforts are getting recognized, and also this year I and Deepak are planning to put very much efforts, more efforts even. And coming these lines, especially from you, really motivated us. I will share these things with Deepak also. So thank you, Alin,
Yeah,
for recognizing our work and for your words. Yes,
yeah.
thank
Thank
you.
you.